All right, this is how I wrote the gerlock breakdown, part two, second part. So uh, this has about the same number of parts, but the last part that are measure 7 and 8 are the exact same as the last part in measure 7 and 8 of your first part. Okay, we'll get to that later, so don't worry about that. Ready? So we're going to go over the first phrase in the second part. Measures 1 and 2. So, measure 1, we have a C doubling, and then we're going to go down the E grace note to a low A. So, C doubling, and then E grace note down to low A. All right? So, here we go with that phrase. 1, 2. All right, so now you'll see we have this B note. It's a 16th note, and it's on a B. We're going to play that really quickly because it's the cut note. We have the dot, and then we have that cut note, and we're going to go into our C doubling, and then an E grace note down to A, just like we just did, okay? And then back up to a C note with a C doubling, all right? So we're on that low A. We just did that burl. All right, and we do a real quick B. All right, so that's phrases 1 and 2, or measures 1 and 2 put together for one phrase, okay? So it sounds like this. Ready? 1, 2. All right, so just remember, you got a C doubling, and then E grace note down to the low A. And then we got that burl, so remember, you just sweep your A finger down, and then A finger back up, and then you can curl it, just kind of get it out of the way. But just don't curl it too fast because you'll miss the hole. All right, so we have that C doubling, then E grace note down to low A, the burl, and then we got the quick B, and then with it followed by another C doubling, E grace note down to the low A, just like we just did, and then we have another C doubling, okay? So that's the first phrase. I'll play it again for you. 1, 2. All right. Second phrase measures 3 and 4. We have a D throw, so we're on the C. We have a D throw, and then that's a dotted, so we're going to hold it. And then real quick, we're going to play a C and then a G grace note down to the B. So it's going to be that real quick. We got the D, C, B. Okay, we're on the D. Then we're going to grace note to C, B. Okay, that's about how quick we're going to play it. And then that's a dotted as well, so we're going to hold that. And then real quick, we're going to go to a C, throw on D, okay? And then we have the E grace note down to B, E grace note to B, and then finally the D throw, and we're going to hold that for a quarter note. So 2 and, all right? So here's what it sounds like. Ready? 1, 2. Okay, did you get that? So this is probably one of the harder lines because it has those 2 little pointed structures in there in measures 3. But it's a D throw, hold it, and then a real quick CB, hold it, and then CD, hold it, or you don't hold that one, that's just an 8th note, and then B, D, okay? So now the next phrase, it's similar to the first phrase, but there is a little bit of a difference there. So just like measure 1 and measure 5, we have the C doubling, okay, so C doubling, and then E grace note down to low A. We have our burl again, and we have the F. That's the same. Then we go to a C doubling, and then an E grace note, but to B. There's the difference. And then back to a C doubling, E. Now those are eighth notes, so it's round, right? There's no pointing, no cuts, no dot, no cuts. It's played round, so it's just 1 and 2. Okay? Let me play that phrase for you. Ready? 1, 2. Okay? So C, B, C, E, just like that. So you can tell it's very similar to the first phrase, but it's a little bit different. Now, measure 7 and 8 of the second part. It's exactly the same as you played up in the first part. Measure 7 and 8. Okay? And you'll hear it. You'll recognize it when you hear it. So from the E, 1, 2. Okay? And that's the second part. So let me put those phrases together for you. First part, 1, 2. Okay. Second phrase, part 2. Ready? 1, 2. Okay. Third phrase, very similar to the first, but a little bit different. Ready? 1, 2. And then measure 7 and 8, our last phrase, same as the first in the first part. 1, 2. There you go. There's High Road to Gerlock, the breakdown. Next will be the regular tune.